Recently, this game has been getting a little more traction. JJBAD, Jojo Bad, JJBAD, or whatever way you want to call it, is a Roblox game which, in my opinion, is one of the best representations of JJBA in gaming media. Roblox isn't known for the best games, but this one is the needle in the haystack, believe me. This game is as accurate as possible to the original series with very little deviation, with the exception of some stands for balance or other reasons. For example, a new stand that was just added recently was Soft Machine, and if you don't know, this stand has the ability to literally deflate people like a balloon. To make this actually fightable, the player you're fighting has to be below a certain health before you can use it and render them completely immobile. I also like that stands like these get utility-focused skills that make up for the lack of combat ones. Soft Machine can deflate items and put them on other parts, allowing you to hide in them, or even allow you to deflate yourself and make yourself faster. Other stands like Little Feet that can slowly shrink you over time, lowering your health and size, have a limited range. This makes the game give you that feeling that you're in a real JoJo scenario, unlike I've ever seen or felt in any other game, JoJo or not. And it does it in a way that isn't unbalanced, but a way that makes you actually believe that there is a way to defeat your opponent, because there always is. Some people don't like this though, because they'll come across someone who is the complete counter to their ability. For example, let's just say you're using Green Day, and you're fighting someone using Oasis. Because Oasis is immune to Green Day's mold, this makes one of your main abilities completely useless. A lot of people don't know what to do in these situations and will die claiming it was quote-unquote unfair or something like that, but I heavily disagree. You see, Jojo Bad is a game where you create a build you think is unkillable and then get hit with a series of unfortunate events and die. This happens to me every time. R.I.P. Daisuke Phoenix. But something Jojo Bad does right is giving you a lot of options. Like I said earlier, a lot of people will die to something that directly counters their ability and think it's unfair. But here's where the good players and the great players are separated. Utility items. Something you'll see all the time if you play the game, but probably take for granted. Good players have a few options, but great players maximize their options. Everyone talks about the stands, but nobody talks about the tools that go with the stands. Sure, there's 90 stands, but there's still a lot of different tools to use depending on your build. There's guns, knives, swords, poison, lasso, oils, grenades, bows, torches, and more. They even have the Rose Dire use from part 1. Most people usually just max their build, get their muscle, and fight, then die because someone was more prepared than them. There is so many unique tools and interactions these tools have with certain stands. For example, torches attracting a sheer heart attack away from you because if you drop it on the ground, it'll follow the heat signature from it. Like, that is so unique. There's some interactions between stands that I don't even fully know about, and I've been playing the game for over a year. One thing you can typically go by though, is if it works according to the manga, it probably works in the game. And I love that. You can tell that so much effort and thought has been put into every part of this game. There is not one stand or item that is completely useless. I mean, come on, there's a full 1-to-1 replica of Morio, Italy, and England, all with destruction physics, mind you, before JJBAS even revolutionized it. Jojo Bad had it first. Every stand has a unique ability, and even if the game looks old and the base combat seems unfinished or bad, it creates this one-of-a-kind combat system that focuses on abilities rather than combos. You have to play smart, baiting out ragdolls while having great positioning. Every stand allows for unique playstyles, and with 90 of them and so many tools to use them with, there's always something new to try. You might not have known about certain effects when paired with certain abilities until you see someone talking about it and think, oh damn, that actually does make sense. Also, this game gets constant updates and has been for years. These devs are dedicated and love what they do. There's events and event-only stands from novels which don't typically get recognition in other JoJo games, like LA Live. With all these features, you'd wonder why the game averages less than 100 players daily, right? Well, just like everything, Jojo Bad has its downsides. The players kill the game. The community is evil. There's a lot of freshie killers for no real reason, and because of this, some changes were added to make it not worth it or just irritating to do. But there's always still people who don't care and still do it. A tip I have to avoid this is creating splits, which is a separate server from a bigger one to progress in until you're at a point you're comfortable fighting other people. And honestly, it's a good way to start the game. Sometimes I still do this just because it's easier and I don't feel like fighting people when I'm trying to get my build. Playing the game with friends will help as well. Make sure to join the Discord server and ask questions. If something seems unfair, it usually isn't, and if enough people are talking about something being too powerful, the devs listen most of the time. This leads into the final thing I wanted to talk about. Dottie, if you're watching this, please revert the age update. If you don't know what I'm referring to, allow me to explain. This game is permadeath. If you die once, you're done. If you're a human, you also have lifespans and start dying when you're older than 80 from heart attacks. Everyone is perfectly fine with the system, because fights are life and death. One mistake could cost you your life, and vice versa. The stands are a little overpowered, but that's okay, because if you just kill someone once, they'll lose it and they won't be a problem anymore. But this update changed that. People are gifted with a second and sometimes even third lives, making that previous statement a complete lie. They lose their items, half their stand and style EXP, and any limbs that were cut off stay cut off. Looking back at this, I can see where he was coming from, but there was better ways to do this. For example, the moment you get a stand, max a fighting style, or obtain any alternative race, you wipe upon death. Anyone else keeps the multiple lives. And if you don't understand what's so bad about this update, here's some situations that I myself have dealt with and reasons I do not like this update. To go a little more in depth, the system works like this. The more progressed you are, the more you age upon death, up to around 90 years old, meaning you'll have heart attacks while fighting people which stun you and do percent damage, forcing you to go undead if you still want to progress the slot. Oh yeah, by the way, if you're undead, you wipe immediately when you die. But where the system is flawed is that it doesn't work for all stands, since some get their skills instantly, meaning there is no real progression for it. And honestly, it's been hard to tell how exactly the age thing is calculated, because sometimes you'll die with a max stand but no style and age like butter. But other times you'll have a style and a stand not maxed and age 20 years. Anyways, now for the stands that are hellish to fight after this update. Firstly, Limp Bizkit. Everyone's favorite, right? The ability to turn dead people into zombies. Fighting style? Not needed. Stand XP? They start with all their skills. The zombies can rip off your limbs and leave you almost helpless. This wasn't a problem, as if you found them once, you could kill them, and that would be that. Now they can have 3 lives. 2 normally, and 1 after they revive. Yes, they have a revive. By the way, this revive does not make them age. It actually makes them respawn as an invisible undead zombie who can still attack, doesn't take command damage, and loses nothing. Oh wait, you don't even have to attack to spawn your zombies, by the way. They just have to watch someone die near them while they're invisible. So, that's pretty fun. Next, Geb. This stand is so annoying A little hand that runs around, can temporarily blind you, and slides so fast it's impossible to kill unless you find the user. And even if you do manage to kill the user, what then? They'll just come back thanks to this update. Thankfully, you'll most likely have a few people helping you kill them, since this stand is just so irritating. The only reason this is second on the list is because they don't have 3 lives. Like Limp Bizkit, they basically start with all their skills, and they don't need the blinding slash to be annoying. Fighting styles don't do anything with this stand, thankfully. I haven't even talked about how bad team fights are now, but that's something for another day. Don't let those annoying stands stop you from trying out the game. There is a way to kill them, it's just a little hard sometimes. And tip, if you're fighting a Geb user, just climb up somewhere. They can't climb, so you can go in remote mode, do some damage, while you heal or stay out of range. Good luck, and I hope you enjoy the game if you do try it.